Hey there everyone. Once again, welcome to DRG's place. I of course am ChrisDRG. This here's my place. Still very empty. So I received a message recently from somebody asking me about me as a person. They claim that I continually trash on celebrities and give my opinions about everybody else, but they don't know anything about me. And that's when I thought, this is an outrage.
Then I thought,
this is a travesty.
that's when I realized.
I don't actually know what travesty means.
So then I looked it up in a book. Alright, let's face it, I used my phone. Then I remembered.
Why am I so upset? Oh yeah, I never talk about myself.
Then I thought, this is an outrage.
But in all seriousness, guys, my life is an open book. You asked for it. I mean, let's face it, I live a relatively uneventful life. I mean, I live in the basement with my brother and sister. So, I know, I can talk about the places that I've worked. That's interesting, right? One time I worked in an orange juice factory, but then I got canned because they said I couldn't concentrate. After that, I got a job at H&R Block, but the stress was just way too taxing. Tried to be a butler for a while, but it wasn't my cup of tea. And then I became a banker for about a week, but unfortunately I quickly lost interest. Then I just had to get out. I went across seas, I started working at a sweatshop, making clothes, and that job was so-so. After all that went down, I came back to the United States, got a job in a blanket factory until the company folded. Then I just came to realize that I'm way too awkward to be working in public. So I stayed at home and became an inventor. I actually designed the world's first corduroy pillowcase, made headlines all over the world. After that success, I designed a line of camouflage coveralls, but nobody ever found them. Of course, that was my fault completely. I did an over-the-phone interview with the head sales guy, and he assured me he was committed. I just didn't realize it was to a mental institution. But enough about my work life. I was a rebellious teen. So this is one time I went to the doctor because I broke my leg in 2 places, and the doctor just told me to stop going to those places. It's fine after that. But I've just never followed the normal paths of life. I mean, one time I asked a priest how they made holy water, and he wouldn't tell me, so I kind of followed them into the kitchen and peeked in, and I saw them boiling the hell out of it. So that's how you make holy water. Just in case you didn't know. As a kid, I did have some role models, though. My uncle was one of them. In the war, he was attacked by mustard gas and pepper spray. So he came back a seasoned war vet. But as most heroes, sometimes they just fall from grace. Last time I saw him, he was hanging out at the drug rehab center leaning on a sign that said, stay off the grass. The rehab worked. After a while, he cleaned up his life. Fell in love. Got married to a midget fortune teller. But then later got it annulled because she'd committed some crimes and was a short medium at large. But all that got me curious about my family history. Which was kind of interesting to find out that way back in the Middle Ages, I had a relative who was a servant, and he ran away. But that was all the information I could find on him, so I looked up his name in Google, and it said page not found. Because servants were also called pages. And serfs. So, stretch it a little bit, maybe? Is that stretching it? It's probably stretching it. You know, I didn't always sport a beard. As a matter of fact, I didn't even really like this one at first, but it's kind of grown on me. So now, here I am. I make comedy YouTube videos. So, come on, guys. That wasn't even a pun. FML. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me this week. Now down to business. We had a bunch of awesome prank ideas come in for being able to prank Mr. Mike, and I've narrowed it down to 3 choices. The first suggestion was that I should dress up as Mike from the future and get him to do some funny stuff, which we hardly even look alike, so I don't know how that one's going to work, but if you vote for it, we'll try it. Option number 2 was to re-sticker all of his favorite video games with a bunch of like Disney princess video games, and watch his reaction as he tries to figure out that. So that's candidate number 2. And then option number 3 was simply something involving mousetraps, which could be a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and tally all of the comments below. So be sure to like and leave me a comment as to which one of those 3 that you guys would like to see. Version of Mike from the future, re-sticker princess games, Something involving mousetraps. Go. So now I'm going to highlight a couple of the comments that were left from the best excuses video from last video, or the last two video, or the two video before last, or the one before the last video. I give up. The video before last. If you've forgotten what that was, here's the link. I feel like Vanna White. It's imaginary. Yeah, it's recorded audience.